Peace. We're live, man. I'm gonna wait for the notification before I start talking. You know how I go. So we need to be recording this, man. We got a topic for y'all today, man. I wanna see, what everybody looking like. All right, so I just got the notification for YouTube. Let me wait for the LinkedIn. I think CJ should be hitting your LinkedIn. I chose your LinkedIn this time, so let me know when your LinkedIn.
What's going on now? Let's see.
Okay, I just got the LinkedIn notification. You got it? All right, so let's go ahead, let's rock and roll, man. CJ, you want to start off with the introduction? Hyman, CJ, let's go ahead.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Hyman with H&L Premier Realty, here to help you and assist you in all your real estate needs, whether it be investment, buy, selling, or leasing. Feel free to reach out to me. You can contact me at 832-235-0985 or hnlpremierrealty.com. Good to be on the show, fellas.
Barry B, what's going on? Let's get you going.
All right, this is Barry B. Look, if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in the Houston surrounding areas, give me a call, 832-786-1270. You can text me, you can call, leave a message. I'm on all social media. You do a search. You go into Google and put Homes by Barry B. You're going to find me somewhere. Let's talk about it. Let's get it done. This is your time.
And the website?
Website, homesbybarryb.com.
Gotcha. Yeah, we getting efficient with these introductions, man. CJ.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? It's CJ, the realtor and broker owner of Greenwood Realty Group. Hit me up and follow me on social media platforms at CJ Sales Pitch. That is CJ. Wind's going up there.
Yeah, look like you're like you're in the middle of a hurricane or something.
Yeah. Anyway, check out the website, greenwoodrealtytx.com, if you want to get you a customized list of what's going on in Houston as far as available properties. Go in there and sign up. Or if you're also interested in joining the team, we got the forms on there for you too. We got our YouTube channel. Check out CJ the Realtor on YouTube. We're doing our home tours Lux edition, showing you some of the best and nicest homes in Houston and what we got in the suburbs too. So if you're interested in knowing what the luxury market looks like, check out CJ the Realtor on YouTube. Give me a follow, a subscribe, a share. Give me some comments. Let me know what you think. I love the feedback. Then if you got any questions on real estate, hit me up on my cell, 832-338-3182. Let's talk some real estate. And of course, we always give back our nonprofit, the Mansa Academy, where we teach our young men knowledge of self-improvement and entrepreneurship. Check out our website, themansaacademy.org. We have the forms on there. If you're willing and ready to donate, whether it's time or money, we accept it all.
All right, so let me go ahead and get to it. All right, so Brandon B. Dixon, NMLS 1541210. Again, at Billionaire Loan Officer on all social media. Go to the YouTube, like CJ said. Mine is at Billionaire Loan Officer. That's my handle. We got the House Tours Lux show. I got Behind the Sauce and comment. Actually, I might do it tonight. I don't know. It's gonna be tonight or tomorrow. Return of the Power of Ownership podcast. I got a real powerful message I want to convey. So the Power of Ownership podcast is coming back again. So we in the last little segment of last little month of the busy season. So I'm starting to lighten up my load a little bit. So I'm back on social media ferocious. The rest of the year should be. So part of my little sabbatical. www.applywithb.com if y'all ready to go ahead. It's still not too late. Let's go ahead and get the mortgage going and get into the house before it's too late. Before you get priced out of the market. So www.applywithb.com. Also, you could go to, I'm looking for my other banners, www.cocinvestmentclub.com. We got a event we're going to start pushing in a minute here. It's going to be called Dogs and Doors. So we got another event. We're going to talk about real estate doors, and we're going to talk about dogs. How you can make some investments now. Now it's time to double down and buy while everybody else is penny pinching. And then that when the market up, you already stocked and you got inventory, you ready. Make that power move. Now's not the time to penny pinch, unless you want to be going through the cycle again. So dogs and doors, we're gonna teach you how to invest, man. September 2023. If you want to get into real estate, or if you want to get in other investments as well. Also, go to my website www.whatstoday'srates.com if you want to check the rates. If you want to shop me, I got the best rates on the planet. Period. Just give me a
Get
shot.
back over here.
So let's go ahead, get the party started, man. We're not gonna keep y'all too long this afternoon, but I got an interesting topic, man. I want to talk about, man, what does the future look like? Like let's pretend right now is 2028, 5 years from now. What does real estate look like? What the economy look like? What the United States look like? What Houston look like? And then let's get personal. What does your 2028 look like? In your life, what's your goals, or what do you think? Where you want to see yourself in 5 years? So what? Let's get a little futuristic on it. Like, what do you think the real estate gonna be like in the next 5 years? So what does 2028 look like? That's what I wanted to kind of get into a little bit this afternoon. Kind of everybody predicting doom and gloom. You know what I mean? Everybody depression, recession. Everybody penny pinching now. Right now, currently, do you think? What do you think? I've seen the credit rating got rolled back. Is it temporary? Is it permanent? Are we ever getting back? What's the deal? So I'll let y'all think.
It's so
Not
many
all at one
balls.
time.
Yeah, it's so many balls in the air right now with the way the economy is going. With the Fed, they're still talking about they're going to increase rates again to try to curb this inflation and everything. But when you got a strong market like Houston, where people are still moving here, people are still buying, even with the high interest rate, it's kind of tough to say, like, because we're still in uncharted territory. Because people didn't think people would still be buying houses right now with the interest rates the way they are. But at the same time, we have a market where we have a big influx of people relocating here, but our inventory is low. So even though they're trying to curb and slow down spending, people realize these opportunities in Houston, you got to jump on them now, because you think about when and if rates drop again, I don't think the inventory situation is going to be any better. So it's just going to make it harder for buyers to buy later.
Well, the thing was, after they do that, because they're looking at the recession, maybe like I said, 18 to 24 months, usually don't last. What does 2028 look like? What is after, what does 5 years from now look like?
I think it's
I
going
think
to be
it'll
still
surging
booming.
again. I think we'll still be catching up on the inventory level, but as far as like recession talk, that's going to be long gone.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Houston,
Barry?
I think Houston will be fine. Houston's economy is probably going to boom again, keep booming. Like you said, everybody's moving here. So I see population going up there. I think the inventory will go up because you're going to have more people coming. They trying to get off that east and west coast.
Right.
Yeah.
Jaime, you want to add anything to it?
I think by 2028, if we're gonna go with the idea we're in doom and gloom right now. So the way we're talking real estate has the curve, right? We're on the top of the curve, we're coming down from the curve, we're at the bottom of the curve. By 2028, we'll probably be inclining up towards the uptick of the curve, where like CJ said, and they said it'll be booming. But the question is, I don't think it'll be booming towards the buyers, and I still think it'll be still booming towards the sellers. As far as investing goes, if you're able to still buy, and if you bought now, that'll probably be your opportunity to go ahead and cash out and go into something else to increase the quote unquote your liquidity. For 2028, as the country as a whole, I'm hoping that at some point we'll come together a lot more than what we've been. We've been so divided for the past 5 to 7 years. Hopefully by 2028 we'll be a more unified country. A lot of the issues that we're having, whether it be social, financial, mental, will be hopefully worked itself out. Especially we'll be damn near 10 years after the first pandemic that I know I've ever seen, that this country in this century's ever seen, other than the plagues of back in the 17 and 1600s.
Now they had a pandemic in the early 1900s.
Or 1900s, forgive me.
Yeah, wasn't it the flu, the Black Plague or something?
Yeah,
but that's still 100 years ago, though, right?
Yeah,
so
it's like
for us,
yeah.
For us, we will be understood and really got a good grasp of what this really did to us as a people coming out of COVID, the pandemic. And at that point, we'll have more information to be prepared for the next one that we know that's going to come down the road. So I think in 2028, that'll be quote unquote the year of healing, the year of more people coming together. Real estate wise, we're one of the most safest vehicles to invest in and to have. So I think we'll be on the top of the curve. Either on our way up to the top of the curve or at the top of the curve, and go sit there for maybe 5 years and come back down by 32 to 35. We'll be going back down again, just as that 10-year curve. Every 10 years, we're doing this constantly. And like you say, when the big bust, that was 2003, where we came back down, where we was like in the bottom of the curve. And then so far from that point where we had that great ride of the 3% interest rate, that was 10 years, maybe a little bit of 15, where we was coming up to the top and everything was just great.
Right. Well, I'm a little bit more pragmatic. 2028 is going to be another election year.
Is that why you picked the topic? Because you know that you figure it's going to be another election year?
Well, I mean, everything's pivotal during election year. I mean, next year the rates are going to drop some because it's just, look at the last 9 cycles. They're always going to drop a little bit during election year for the Democrats to even have a chance to get reelected. You can't. The economy can't be in the current state where it's at right now.
Hey, rates going to drop. Gas prices going to be a little better.
Right. So people catch their amnesia quick. I think, let's start with real estate first before I go to the country. Then I go to myself.
We forgot about ourselves.
Yeah. So real estate wise, I think the people that's going to innovate and the chance takers, the risk takers, are going to win. I don't want to reveal a lot of, I got a couple of associates that's investing in the tiny homes and the crates, the crate homes, container homes and stuff like that. They're starting to build in those subdivisions. I mean, starting to buy the land now, and they're starting to develop these tiny home communities, and that's all coming down the pike. So they're going to Brookshire, they're going to Sealy, they're expanding, outward. So I think what's going to happen is that, the tiny homes are going to win. I think the townhomes is going to win. I think the people that's developing right now and that's doubling down right now are going to win.
You see what's happening too. They're building all these development communities, and everything in there is going to be for lease only.
Right. Well, that's what I'm getting to as well. So
they're building one right by me right now.
Right. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be.
The BTR is a great investment tool, man. The BTR is a great investment tool.
Right. Well, I'm getting to that in a second. So,
and investors,
investors gonna, because I wanted that to be kind of a segue to how America's going, but I think
you can use an acronym, bro. You got to tell the people what it is.
Right.
I think one of y'all would do it, so I ain't have to worry about it.
Right. Well, what I was saying is, like, I think what's going to happen is the investors going to win, and the common folk that's kind of sitting there waiting for all the stars to align, they're going to get priced out of the market, and they're going to be more and more renters, and the gap is going to get bigger and bigger between, the upper and lower class. So middle class
right now.
Yeah, middle class is going to really thin out, and people that's professional today, I would say like the teachers, plumbers, that's, regular the electricians, that, regular residential, those are now not going to be middle class jobs. those are gonna be in the same category with like a fast food job. You know, and you're gonna need more.
Really? So you think the skill trades gonna go down to fast food?
If
I don't know
you
about
don't,
trade.
The skill trades gonna go down to fast food?
yeah, I think as
No,
far
not
as
not the skill trades. They
You
gonna
said plumbers, electricians gonna be on the same level as
no,
McDonald's.
no. I don't believe that. No,
yeah, can I explain?
go for it.
Yeah, it's like if you don't innovate, it's gonna die by the wayside. Because if you own your own business with that trade, yes, you can make money. But I'm talking about as far as if I'm underneath somebody, or if I'm just a plumber that's a 9 to 5 plumber, or a electrician that don't have my master's license, I'm an apprentice. You're not gonna be able to afford the same things that you once did back in the 80s and the 90s before this hyperinflation. You know, so right now we're looking at it right now, 50 to 60,000. There is no homes in that price range that you could find, you know, unless you got a fixer upper. So you're gonna have to mix that skill with some entrepreneurial endeavors in order to get to that next level. You're not gonna be able to live by paycheck alone. That's gone. And that's what I mean. I'm not meaning they're gonna earn the same wage, but as far as the buying power, what they're going to be able to buy with that job alone is not going to carry as far as it did back in previous years. You know, so you're going to have to switch it up.
That's gonna be with anybody for the most part.
Yeah, because what's happening is the inflation doing like this and the wages doing like this. They're staying stagnant. So you don't have the buying power to keep up. Is my point. So you're going to be in the same price. In the same boat as somebody that's a manager at Subway in a minute, even with your skilled labor, unless you're able to take that skill and all right, I'm a carpenter. Let me go ahead and become a GC. Hire people underneath me, and let me go ahead, do a cabinetry business. You know what I mean? So you're gonna have to expand on just being a carpenter work. Just being a subcontractor work with somebody. You're gonna have to expand on it in order to make some bread. You're gonna need 100, 150 to live comfortable in a second.
And I think, and this gonna be like right now, it's like a wake up call. So people realizing they missing the boat
Right.
because they got caught on the wave of the 2 and 3% interest rates, thinking that was gonna be something that was gonna last a while. If you didn't jump on it then, you're gonna miss out. Now rates are like mid 7s.
Well, let's call it what it is. You got we already said this before. It's a mind frame thing. You got people that's just waiting for somebody to come to feed them. And as we go on, it's like The Walking Dead. It's gonna get harder and harder to eat as the civilization goes awry. You're gonna get harder. It's gonna get harder and harder to eat. So nobody come and save you. Nobody gonna come in. They're waiting for these down payments. A miracle down payment assistance program to happen, and that's gonna help them get into a house.
They come with a higher interest rate.
Will the down payment assistance program be gone by 2028? B?
I don't think they'll be gone, but what they're doing is look at the ones that's out now. All right, you got to be in like when UWM came with the 1%. Yeah, but you got to be under a $200,000 house. Where's the inventory? And they even admit it's just a marketing tool to get people in, to get people talking.
So all the down payment assistance programs are for people buying. It's for under 200,000.
No, this particular program I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was ready to say.
But they always put that disclosure on the down payment assistance. It's available as long as there's funds available for it. And so, to be honest with you, do you believe in 2028 there's the funds that's available now? Do you think they're going to constantly replenish it?
I think they're gonna have programs like that. If not, you're gonna have entrepreneurs that create programs like that because it's all a gimmick. What it is that unless it's a nonprofit organization, what they do is they charge you a higher rate, and they get their money. They lock you in. You got so many years that you gotta have the second ride on there. It's prorated. You know what I mean? So there's no such thing as a free lunch. So there's people that's when you have lack of information and you don't take your time to develop the knowledge of the situation, you got to hope and wish.
Get back over.
You see what I'm saying? When you hope and wish, you crossing your fingers because you don't have the proper knowledge in order to make a game plan. And all you can do is hope and wish at that point. So people that's hoping and wishing something happen, they're gonna you're going to be stuck in the same boat, you know, and that's where it's going, you know. So if you don't be proactive right now, it's going to get harder and harder in the next 5 years with this hyperinflation to buy
Oh
something.
yeah, like the boat is leaving the dock right now.
Right. Well, it's kind of already left the dock, you know.
Yeah,
2 or 3 channels was
it's
your
pretty
last.
much
That was
gone.
your last hurrah in 2021 to try to get into a house, and you know, and the people that was picky, you missed your last hurrah. The boat, you know, they got too far away from the dock now. You know, and they
Yeah,
hope
now you have to get a little more creative and probably do something that you didn't want to do.
right, right. So you
Or
missed that
get a house
opportunity.
that you didn't want.
What that
Even
did,
at that price point, even at the price point you're talking about, 200 low two, you're gonna be up against investors on that now.
well, what happened was
Yeah.
it was the perfect storm where prices weren't that crazy, and they lowered the rates that you could get into a house even easier now. You could afford more house at those rates.
Oh yeah.
You know, so it lowered. It was like, all right, it's like a 7. It went from a 10-foot rim to a 7-foot rim. You know, so it made it easy for you to dunk on.
Yeah, everybody looking like Vince Carter.
Right, everybody was doing the NBA Jam. That's gone now. They didn't raise it back to 11-foot rim now. Now you got to have hops. Pretty soon it's gonna be a 12-foot rim. You got to be Dwight Howard. You see what I'm saying? So the rim gonna get higher and higher. They wait for the rim to go back to 7 foot. It's not gonna go back to 7 foot. You know what I'm saying? So this is what it is. So you're gonna have to step your game up, and that's what people don't understand. Like they're waiting for. I don't know what they're waiting for, but it's not gonna happen. So
They want to make some more money, B. They got to make some more money, man.
well,
Yeah,
you gotta
that's
make
what
some
it
more money as well. But see what
You gotta
happens.
make more money.
People, it's a mental block. It's a mental block. I was talking to a cat the other day. I don't want to say specific because he's gonna know if he watches the podcast. They say they watch the podcast, so I don't want to say specific. But talking about, man, I need to move. Okay, you need to do X, Y, Z. Oh man, yeah, bro, you got to do X, Y, Z. Well, they say like, man, what's going on with the grants and all that, bro? You're not gonna qualify because grant is X, Y, Z. Damn. But damn, I need to forward some paperwork. No, you
He need to what? Some paperwork?
forward some paperwork.
Oh.
Our mind is automatically retarded. Like you know what I'm saying? Like instead of what you need to do is get on the grind, get some money together, and put your nice little down payment down. It's the only way. You can't get around that. So if not, you got to lease to own, man. You got to have to lease to own, do that until you go forward. When you lease to own, you got 5 years to get your ish together.
Is Home Partner still around?
Home Partner's still around. Divvy's still around.
Who? What's the other?
Divvy.
Divvy? I never heard of Divvy.
Yeah, DIVVI. We don't really advertise because we ain't got no stake. We ain't got no. I don't benefit off of that. The realtor do. Now in a minute, I'll start advertising that. You know
Home
what I'm
Partners
saying?
is solid. You just gotta know what your game plan is to get into a Home Partners project.
Right, but
because
the
that rental rate is high, and it's gonna get higher and higher the longer you're in it.
The realtor still get paid like it was a sale.
Yeah, I know.
You know
what is it called? Divvy? I never heard of it.
Divvy and Home Partners. Yeah,
They do what now?
They lease to own.
Oh, lease to own. Oh,
yeah. So they buy the house that you want as long as it's on the market, but you lease it.
Wait a minute. You talking about realtors get paid for that?
Yeah.
Here in Texas, because
everywhere.
Anywhere.
But I'm like, realtors not supposed to be doing lease to own.
No, they still representing the person. They're a tenant now, but they're a potential buyer, so they pay you.
Oh, okay.
You still gonna show them the house. It's just extra paperwork you got to do.
Oh, okay.
So show them the house that company's gonna buy it, and they're gonna lease.
Okay. All right. Okay.
The investors buy the house.
With Home Partners, you represent in a Home Partners transaction. You actually represent the company Home Partners with the listing agent. So, Barry, if you had a listing, and I had a tenant who wanted to buy one of your listings, Home Partners will come in and buy it from your seller, and I would represent Home Partners, and in turn, Home Partners will create the lease for the tenant. And as long as the tenant agrees with it, the contract won't be valid until the tenant pays I think it's like $5,000 up front, and then that contract becomes valid with the seller.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
But this
I mean,
is
it's
what I think
expensive.
gonna happen in
It's expensive, though.
2027.
Yeah,
So
that sounds.
y'all seen the FDA just approved this lab chicken?
Say it again.
Ooh.
You see the FDA just approved this lab chicken? Chicken grown in the laboratory.
Yeah, you're on the far side, man. I gotta get that news that I see what you're talking about, but it has nothing to do with the. I mean, we could roll that into the show, like, yeah, you gonna have lab meats and all that. I think that do have something to do.
We've been doing.
I'm just saying, it's
we've
gonna be
created-
another
what's that fish we
pandemic in 2027 for all the people that eat this lab chicken.
Right? Yeah, you're gonna be jacked up. I think it does have something to do with the diet of processed foods. It does have a lot to do with what we eat, and as our mind is so jacked up. You know, so you know, so I think our mind is gone. Like some people just have a mental block; they just can't, they just don't get it. Like there's no free lunch. You know, just because of how they word it, they don't mean it's free. You know, so it's a cost. Everything and that's what I'm talking about on the Power of Ownership podcast later on, man. Is the cost to everything. Everything has a cost. And you can't get around it. You know, so I don't know where this free stuff come from, where this handout stuff come from. Even if you get a handout, it's gonna cost you.
Reaganomics.
You know, so right, I don't say you know where it came from.
I mean, I don't know where it came because we never got anything for free. Everything had a cost. Everything had a cost.
We had
yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking about the government cheese and butter.
Pay that price.
That had a cost. You know,
I'm trying to think about what that cost was.
The cost was your health. The cost was your dignity. The cost was your. All right, now I'm. In order to accept this, I have to be put in this position.
Yeah, the cost was getting rid of the nuclear family. Like we're weak.
Yeah. So yeah, there was a huge cost to that to get this experimental hard cheese that, you know, that didn't burn when you actually put fire on it.
And the jar that says just peanut butter.
Right. And we seeing the cost right now, the effects of they got hormones and stuff that, you know, turn frog sexes, you know, a frog, you know, male frog turn female. You know, so we smoking and eating all this stuff, and we seeing the fifth element right before our eyes, and you be damned if you can't say nothing about it. So you say something about it, you get banned. So it's crazy, you know. So that's going and this to go over to the country. I think the country seen its better days. I mean, even Rome fell. Ancient Greece fell, Kemet fell, Atlantis fell. If you want to keep going, you know, if you know how far you want to go back. All great.
That is true. Some of the greatest civilizations did have a fall. That is very true.
And you know what the fall was, right? Look at the last two examples. Besides America,
it's happening right now with all these, but I think that's something for something different. But
right. Now, what happened with Greece? What happened with Rome? When that starts coming into society, the society falls.
When what comes to society?
I can't. You know, we can't really. We got to talk in code around this.
Yeah. Because
I was going to say start becoming predominant. Why do you think the founding fathers was so against it? This it's because they seen what happened with Rome. They seen what happened with Greece. When that starts coming, you know, when that starts becoming predominant, then you're looking at the fall of society, because what happens is testosterone, once that goes down, you have a weak army, and then other invaders can invade. So we're seeing it set up right now, like, you know, and Russia, boom, they didn't ally with a lot of African countries. It's pretty soon. It's all the chess pieces are coming on the board right now. So what I would suggest, how does that relate to what I'm talking about? If y'all listening to me right now, investors, get your paper and get the hell up out of here. Get your paper and become international. Get your passport together.
So you want to be a part of the Great Migration, huh? Again.
Nah, be a passport brother.
Passport brother.
Yeah, be a passport bro. Get your couple of citizenships in different countries, man. You know, get your paper here.
What What countries offer dual citizenship though?
A couple of Nigeria. I mean, damn near all of them. You know.
Hey, I'll be certified for international next month, so holla at me.
Right. So.
Oh, you gonna get your accreditation, CJ? Your national.
Yeah, the CIPS.
Oh, that's gonna be dope, man. That's gonna be dope, man.
Right. So yeah, international is the way to go because what happens is, again, with the technology that Apple's creating, you know, we talked about a few shows ago. You know, you're gonna be able to
The Apple Card.
right, and then you know with Zoom and all that stuff, and being able to you know work remote. I mean, is being able to you do things on the fly with a VPN, man. It's becoming Earth is becoming smaller. So man, you might want to get up out of here, man. Get to where you know they got other laws and more traditional laws and stuff is cheaper where you can stretch. And I was watching somebody last night on what was it? What's Lapeef them network? Dude moved abroad. He said it's been a month. He done lost 15 pounds. He ain't even hit the gym yet.
That's crazy.
He lost
I
15 pounds less than a month. Just eating regular food, like
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Because the stuff we eat full of like that. I wonder why I can't. It's becoming harder and harder to lose weight. I don't know if it's the age of the food. Like man, it's like,
Oh yeah, it's all these chemicals and stuff that's in the food.
right? It's like man, you know. So you might want to go abroad, man. You know, because like I said, the fall we seeing it, boys is going to Gucci, tearing stuff up, running out. You know,
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's countries.
boys
Like
hitting boys
I
with
think I've
chairs.
seen like a year. They're paying people to
Yeah, I
do
saw
that.
that thing at Nordstrom's or whatever.
Right.
Not Nordstrom's, Bloomingdale's. It was at
Yeah.
Bloomingdale's.
So
Hit that Gucci store.
right, boys hitting boys with chairs and all this and all, you know. So you know, what I mean? So it's getting kind of crazy out there, man. So what you want to do is, man, get your game plan together, man, and don't slack up, man. Don't get comfortable, man. And vacations can wait. Get your stuff together. You know, get your real estate together. You know, all that stuff can wait. You know,
portfolio straight.
Delayed gratification, man. Delayed gratification. A lot of people are addicted to dopamine. You know.
Oh yeah, the dope, man.
Yeah,
Dope
so
ain't
that's
not anymore.
why they call it dopamine. It's dope. That's the original dopamine, man.
Blue magic.
What dopamine means is that you can't delay your gratification. You want it now. Everything you want now, instant.
Yes,
so-
Instagram. That what you sent me, B, the Instagram.
Right, instant dope. You know, Instagram with dope. You know, instant gratification, man. You know, so that's what we hooked on. And the thing is, just like if I want to chisel my body, it's gonna take a year or two. It's delayed gratification. If I want to be a millionaire, it's gonna take a few decades. It ain't gonna be, you know, I get a hit show on TikTok and I'm a millionaire. See, we got to snap out that dream. You know what I mean? So, and then we got to double down and really make pragmatic steps in order to really rock like that. Let me do my 5 year. What I'm looking at in 2028, I got my 9-year game plan in effect. You know, billionaire about 50, NFL loan about 55. That's my game plan. You know, so
You want to go buy? I think is it Benton that own the Saints?
Oh yeah, the wife, but she don't want it. She set it up for me.
Oh, she set it up for you. Get ready to sell it to you.
Yeah, you ready to sell it to me in a minute? You know what I'm saying?
You gonna be a minority
No,
or a majority stake on?
Yeah, majority stake on first in history. Maybe second, but you know, most likely first. But anyway, you know, call it to fruition. But now that my 5-year game plan is, like I said, once I get on this side, really make my stake in the both sides, the reload, and then I got a game plan. I can't really announce all of it, but all I can say is that, as far as making some move to disrupt the game, you know, so I got something up my sleeve. You
The
know,
reload situation is a disruptor, massive. My concern with the reload idea is that
Well, not a lot of people do reload. A lot of people. I'll show you in the Facebook group. Since we said it, a lot of people took the idea.
I know it's quite a few of them out there.
Right.
My question is, how do they keep up with the different transactions? So if you're representing the buyer and you're doing the loan and you're trying to find new loan business and new buyer business and new listing business, that's a lot.
No, it's not. It's all peanut butter and jelly.
What you think, Barry?
No, it's peanut butter and jelly.
Get your transaction coordinator on the realtor side. Get your assistant.
Transaction.
Yeah, you definitely. Yeah, I don't think you can do it by yourself.
But with a transaction coordinator and an assistant, there's only so many things that they can do on the real estate side. Now, as an LO, yeah, they can damn near do the whole thing after you create the file and just hand it off like a handoff to the running back in the backfield, right?
Right. So,
but on our side, there's only so much the transaction coordinator is going to get all the signatures. That's it. And keep up with the title company for us?
But a lot of them are realtors, so they can do pretty much everything. So
you're going, okay, so you will hire.
Yeah, they're going to have to have their real estate license if they're going to do anything else. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
cool. I was just wondering what that looked like. That's pretty cool.
The main thing on that side, on your side, is once you find a house, that's the majority of the work. Or once you actually find a buyer for the house. So you find the house for the buyer, or find a buyer for the house. That's the blocking and tackling of it. The rest
that's the easy part.
That's the easy part.
Yeah,
that's the easy part.
That's the easy
part. Actually finding the buyer or the seller.
Negotiating the deal is the hard part.
All right, well, I'm saying after the deal is done, once the signatures are there, which the computer system do that.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's still managing the whole thing because you got to make sure you got to stay on top of timelines and everything because you got different timelines for
timelines to get you
appraisals, all that.
Well, that's pretty much handled on my side anyway, as far as appraisal, because that's all about a lender, which I got a better insight instead of trying to going back and forth.
But as a listing agent, you got to set up when they can go out, when it's supposed to be back, and things like that. To keep your deal on track with your buyer to make sure
that's even easier because I don't have to rely on the third party now.
What do you mean you don't have to worry on if you're the listing agent or the buyer's agent?
So if I'm the listing agent and I'm financing the buyer, that's even easier now.
So you're gonna be talking about being a listing agent and financing the buyer?
And he's gonna be the buyer's agent based on how he's saying it. He has a deal in house.
Sometimes, but that won't happen too often. But
yeah, I'm like, I don't know about all that.
That's a lot of disclosing, and
how
people feel like you ain't on their side, you're against them.
If I'm the listing agent and I tell him, hey, it's one of the conditions that he feel comfortable with me financing it, as opposed to anybody else, so you might want to come through me if you want a better shot at getting.
But you talking about. You gotta get that, and you have to get the buyer to come to you.
Right, the buyer's gonna come down anyway. They're gonna present an offer, right?
Yeah, well, but he's gonna have an agent though.
Right. Well, all right, cool. You got an agent. Cool. Yeah. All right, but let me finance.
B's not saying he's gonna represent both parties, buyer and seller. He's only gonna take the selling side and the LO side.
Oh, okay.
And let the agent represent the buyer side. Now, that makes a lot.
Yeah, but if you're the buyer's agent. And you have a buyer that wants to
listing agent
get on a home, why would you go to the listing agent / LO to get a loan for your buyer for a house that he's selling? That's a whole lot of.
Yeah, that's a whole
lot of.
even with all the disclosure that we have to disclose in that situation, you as the LO and the listing agent that's still a lot.
And if you're the buyer, would you want to
go through the IABS? I mean, it's not a lot. It's digital. What are you talking about?
Documentation wise, that what we're speaking of is you trying to explain to a buyer's agent that I can get your buyer financed. In most cases, the buyer agent pretty much has the buyer financed before they put an offer in.
Correct.
You're not really looking for no looky-loo.
Let me ask you this: what do the builders do?
The builders offer a hell of a discount to try to.
Yeah.
to bring
They
in
offer
to take
discount, yeah.
to take the buyer away from the LO
Yeah.
that's already there.
They don't offer a discount. Well, that's what's gonna happen as well. But they don't do a discount. They offer incentives.
Yeah, they
Okay,
offer incentives.
Okay.
Wrong choice of word.
And we got the broker on stage right here. Is it unethical to offer incentives to go with your preferred lender if I'm representing my client? And this is what our client agrees to.
No, it's not.
No.
No, it's not unethical.
By no means, none whatsoever. You're speaking in the terms of nobody has a feeling or thought process about it. If everybody was just all right, monotone, go forward. But you have those who like, I'm not sure that you're really going to have my best interest at heart by you being my LO.
Well, it ain't got nothing to do with it. It's different than realtors. If you can get finance, yes or no. So and my client feels, it's not the same thing. And my client feels comfortable if I could beat the rate, and you got a better rate, and my client feels comfortable with me at the controls. What's the issue?
True. That's true. The issue is that how you're going to get them comfortable.
You want the house?
You're relying on me. The house is always in the balance, isn't it?
Yeah, you want the house, right?
That's so true, B. That's so true.
That's
so true.
You want this house? Okay.
Yeah, but if you're the listing agent, you want that buyer to come to you with that buyer's already coming pre-approved already.
Okay, so we seen your offer. I mean, we in a multi-offer situation. You know what my client said?
You don't want to go down that road when you're in a multiple offer situation and you put that on the table like that. That's too great.
What you mean?
That's too great. That can get a complaint sitting down the trek in that situation right there. Multiple offer situation. You come with me and let me be your LO. I get you the deal.
No, but everybody.
You're on that slippery slope right
there. Yeah, you're on the slippery slope.
I'm not gonna say by no means am I saying is it wrong or unethical, but it can sure look like that. And when you're dealing with them folks with Trek and they hear how that went, they look like, okay, no, we don't like how that sounds.
Well, from what I'm reading, from my understanding, the CJ, correct me if I'm wrong. If I make everybody in that situation do the same thing.
True. I mean, you're right.
Yeah.
As far as
everybody's the same.
From what you read, yes, that's 100% right. On that baseline, right. Yes, you're right. The issue is when at any hiccup and they feel like it ain't right, they go on a track. And you trying to explain that in front of them as a real estate agent, not necessarily as a LO, as a real estate agent, it's a whole nother ball game. And they don't really go based on, they do take into account for what the rules say, but at the end of the day, if that consumer feels that they've been defrauded or taken advantage of, Trek is going to side with them.
Right. Nah, it's not nothing about defrauding.
You're right. There's nothing about it. But if it comes across that way, if it looks like it.
Nah, it's the way you, again, it's all in the presentation.
I agree 100%.
It's all in the presentation. Yeah. Again, I can't twist your arm.
No.
I cannot make you run your credit.
No.
Yep. But what I can disclose to you is that my client feels comfortable with me at the helm.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you get 4 offers in, and you got 2 of them. One of them that says, okay, I'll go with you at LO, and the other 3 say, no, I'm already pre-approved. Now what?
Okay. Well, let's get your offer in. And my client
don't do it like that. Don't do it like that, baby. Don't do it like that, man.
Let's get your offer in.
Because if I find out that you went with the one that you did the financing with, and I find out that they stuff is similar to mine,
it's still up to the seller.
Yeah, you're right, but it's how it looks. I ain't saying it's illegal.
That's
but it's how it looks. It's how it looks.
All right, I disclosed to you before.
Remember, you're fiduciary for your seller. So if my offer is better.
I'm not. You said if everything equal, then you moving the goalposts. If everything equal.
No. Oh, okay. So if everything's even, no. I said if I find out that my deal is the same, or if my deal is better,
similar.
If your deal is the same, then I got a leg to stand on. If you come with $10,000 more, then that would be something for you to chirp at.
If you go for $10,000 more, he's actually in the clear. But if they are in the same ballpark, you decided to go with the one that would actually make you more money.
Yeah,
that's what the issue comes in.
That's the thing.
Right there.
No, It's actually with the one with 10,000 will make me more money because
what happens is if you go with the one that makes you more money as a real estate agent and an LO, if that makes you more money taking this offer when my offer is the same with an outside buyer, that's what makes it look rough right there.
This is the thing. Don't forget, I'm not deciding. It's the clients that decide.
Yeah, but you're advising him.
I'm advising him. But my client, I'm disclosing to the actual buyer's agent that my client, this is not my decision, not something I'm saying. My client feels more comfortable if it gets pre-approved by me.
Great. That's a great point. What
you got everything documented, but you don't have
everything documented.
Like CJ said. But what's going to happen is,
I'm talking about
even though you said your client said that, by you knowing the rules and having the license, you have the responsibility and the more responsibility as a fellow colleague to say, well, look, I don't think this is going to be the best way we do this. And Trek will tell you that. You go up there with that.
We're almost done in a little bit.
Right. Now, I'm not feeling what y'all saying because the builders do it all the time.
Well, you see, with the builder situation.
But the builder is not a real estate agent.
Very true. Good point.
But no, that's false.
No, that's true.
That sales agent is
inactive.
Nope, he is not. He is not a real estate agent.
Yeah,
but
they have to make that if they are, they have to make that license inactive.
No, but the thing is, they're still acting as a agent.
They're acting as a representation.
Yeah, they're representative of
a builder. They're not real.
Right, they're not real.
That's why you see these builders and their houses are listed by the realtors that don't work for the company.
Actually, one of the test questions is even if you're a license holder, you're not a realtor until you join NAR.
Nah, you're just not.
You're a real estate agent.
Yeah. Real estate agent. You're not.
NAR is a realtor. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not
a real estate agent and don't have to be a realtor.
Yeah. Right. That's that little tricky part they put on you on the test on that beat.
Right. Yeah. So
they'll tell you, say, if you have a
realtor is trademark.
You practice real estate.
Yeah, realtor is trademark.
And they'll tell you can practice real estate as a real estate agent, but you're not a member of the board of realtors. But you still have to follow the same rules as a realtor.
Right.
So that's that.
But that's what I mean by the sales agents still have to follow the rules though too. They can't go outside the rules.
What rules? They don't have any rules. The rules they have to follow is what the builder. And when they sign up to be a builder's representation, that's it. Those are the rules they have to follow.
Yeah, a property owner has
they represent that builder.
No, they are working for that builder. They're not representing nothing.
What do you mean?
They're not representing the builder. They are working for the builder as if we have to go into a grocery store
just like when
that clerk behind the cash register does not represent Kroger's.
Just like if I
come, is just a sales associate. They don't represent them. They don't have their interest at heart like that.
Yeah, their stuff is set. What they're doing by the builder.
My point is that I think we're getting on a point. My point is that
you've been on point.
My point is that where there's a will, there's a way.
True.
Boy is doing it.
I think it is. We just want. I know for me, I just don't want you to go down and get called down the track. That's all I care about. I don't know. You see, you get that license, and as soon as you get it in 30 days, you already got a complaint against you. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants that.
Again, like I said, let me explain something to you. I know you probably have the best interest at heart, but don't you know if you're a fan of my program, don't you know that worrying is a you know, so don't you? I think Young Pharaoh said this. Don't forget that your body's energy and what you project is what you're gonna actually engulf. So if you got negative thoughts, anguish, you know, your receptors in your cells are gonna actually receive that energy, and you're gonna project that energy. So if you know complaints and stuff like that, and all that other stuff negative, that's what you want to see. That's what you're gonna manifest.
How do we get to you manifesting bad things upon you when we're just discussing the idea
of the stuff is very, very, very reaching.
When you're in your studies, like you're in your studies right now, you can see a lot of stuff like I can do this, but in practicality, when you're out here in the industry, it's like a whole nother ball game for what that book says. The book says just try to keep you from being sued.
Right.
But even by them trying to do that, you still can be sued because of the interpretation of what that rule says. We interpreted one way. We have 4 different ideas of the same rule. But when we go before the board, what their interpretation of that rule is what rule law. No matter how we may think it may be.
Well, everything will be passed by the broker. What does the broker say on the panel? Does the broker give me thumbs up to do this?
Got to be talked to our legal team.
That's a good one, though. You know what I'm saying?
I put it in the
That's
Yeah.
a slippery slope, B. That's all it is. Man. It's not saying it's not illegal or wrong. Okay. It's just a massive slippery slope to fool with.
Because it ain't always about right or wrong when you're getting sued.
Well, like I said, it's not about what you do, it's how you do it. You know, again, it's all on the client. Now, if I slip that in there and the client ain't sign off on it, and I'm trying to sell them, that's unethical. That's misrepresentation. You know, but if the client says, "Hey, man, what do you think would be the best way to go about?"
What do you think?
And you know what a client's gonna do? Somebody's trying to sell their house. They want you to sell their house.
Not necessarily, because a lot of this depends on where you're at. If you're talking a luxury space, people are nervous about financing.
Oh, I mean all that, yeah, but
right.
But the majority of somebody that's trying to sell their house. Wow, if I'm trying to sell my house, I mean, I don't care if you do it, if you use your loan company or they use it, long as my house closed and I move and I go somewhere else.
I don't think that's true, because why people call me every Sunday?
Why are people calling you every Sunday?
Why people call me every Sunday when they asking about what deal to go with? They want to talk to the loan officer to make sure that this particular, if I accept this deal, this particular financing gonna go through. So they're nervous about the financing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, you want to make sure it goes through.
As a listing agent, you're always concerned about financing,
right? So what's the best way to not be concerned about the financing?
That doesn't mean by having an in-house LO. Even with an in-house LO, you're still concerned about the financing.
Nah, not if they already trust me as a client, and I tell you, hey, they've been checked out. This one got the strongest deal.
Yeah.
Man, look at him, man. Man, look at him, man. He gonna pull all my loan officer tricks I've been learning about. You
see what I'm saying?
I see where you're coming from.
To me, that's a tactical advantage for my seller. I don't have to go by nobody's words. Now you hearing it straight from the horse's mouth. Like, yeah, all right, they 100. I can close this thing in 14 days.
The issue is that what about if you can't close it in 14 days? You gonna let them walk?
What do you mean? Mm-hmm. If I tell you I can, I can. I'm not.
But if you can't, every deal is not going to close in 14 days, because at the end of the day, you still have a buyer who's going to make whatever decision they decide to make.
Right.
Will you still be willing to say I'm gonna still close it in 14 days, knowing that I can't trust
if everything goes according to plan. If everything goes according to plan, this could be typically done in about 14 days. Again, still got to get the appraisal, still got to make value, so on and so forth. That's how I really worded. I'm paraphrasing here.
Yeah. I agree, though. I agree.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
The concern is just the fact that 14 days, and because you look at the paperwork and you look at the score and you look at the assets, that you believe that it can get done.
No, it's more than that. I'll show you my process when you get come aboard the team, and I'll show you the process. It's more than that. That's how typical LOs do it, and that's why half of their shit fall out.
Man, y'all. What's it? Even following the normal protocols, they still fall out. If they checking the credit, make sure the score is where it needs to be.
Nah, that's why most of them have deals that fall out. Ninth hour, they scrambling. Your listing agent scrambling to get the deal passed up, or the buyer's agent trying to find another LO that they go to because the financing that fell out because they didn't miss something.
True. I've had that happen. True.
So people that's out there listening, come on over to Debt Row. Come over to the home community. Where this won't happen to us.
You don't want the producer all dancing all in the video.
Yeah, so come on over if you want it done right, where we don't miss nothing over here. If I tell you it's gonna go through, it's gonna go through. People, I give you an example.
Go ahead.
I like to give examples. These are real life stories. This ain't no fantasy. One of my recruits called me Friday night. Oh man, I got a deal from. I'm going to name names. NRL. They closing on the 18th. All right. Yeah, because the LO dropped the ball. All right. So what happens? So as I go to explaining, all right, let's take a look at the income first. Boom. First thing I see, all right, child support. All right, when the child support expires, child 15. I mean, don't have a 3-year continuance. That's what happened. They counted the child support. Underwriter said, hell no. Don't have a 3-year continuance. Has a 2-year and 10-month continuance. And I gotta subtract that $1,000. Now you don't qualify. See that one thing coming back and bite you in the ass.
And so that's when the file goes into underwriting, they check how long the child support lasts.
You should have checked that from being an LO. You didn't do your due diligence. You looked at the credit score. You looked at what they had on the applications. Okay, sounds good. Pre-qualified. They go under contract. They go everything. You got people putting earnest money now, appraisal money. I mean, earnest money, appraisals money. You got people inspection money, all this money now. And you could have told the people from the get-go that they didn't qualify because you didn't do your due diligence. And this happens all the time. Am I lying, fellas? Let me know when I'm lying.
I don't disagree about the fact that deals falling apart because they didn't check. They didn't check all the boxes, right?
They don't even check none of the boxes.
If you check the credit score and the income is there, you just said they didn't check.
That's wrong. That's garbage. LO 101. You don't just check the credit score. You don't.
Okay, you check the assets, you check the credit score. What else you check?
Nah, I got. Come on over to debt row. I'll show you the formula. You got to check the. Chris and I had one other day. Perfect credit. You know what I'm saying? One exception. They ain't even thought about it. How you gonna make this? How you gonna do this? You see what I'm saying? Somebody else. Okay, cool. He go to credit score. Boom. Go ahead and go down there. And then when you put I didn't put the agent through all this BS. You done did all this and going back and forth with the agent, and they can't qualify.
And this is one thing that I always wondered.
It is tough.
If you want to, skate over it or just get a little bit. When you said you did all this and they did quote unquote some of this and when they get to underwriting they didn't qualify, but then the first thing they want to tell you is they got 200, 300 banks. So you trying to tell me 300 banks?
Who? Wait,
no, I'm talking in general.
Well, only brokers gonna have 200-300 banks.
Okay.
And
I'm not talking about Chase. No. I'm talking about
certain things you can't overcome.
Mm-hmm.
Certain things like is 101. You pissed down your pants because you didn't do any research on. You looked at people put overtime on that they don't have. People put put down they're getting child support. For how long though? I'm getting income from alimony. For how long though? You see what I'm saying? They look at the numbers and just all right, based on the numbers, all right, it makes sense to me, pre-qual, and they'll go to the next one. And they hope and wish that it'll stick. And it don't, because I got people that's been in the industry. I look behind the file and they ain't check the damn income. Where you get these numbers from? They looking on they look on the paycheck stuff. They'll take the year to date and it's divided. Okay.
Oh, the year to date.
What are you supposed to do?
Come on over to debt row. I'll show you how to do all this here. So they don't even know how to calculate income. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So when the underwriter get behind them, and this is the common practice, like, at one point, Nexa had lost his diamond status because the LO was turning so much garbage files in. You know what I'm saying? I had to tell him, like, oh, man, hey, don't treat my file like that. My file be 100. My file be bulletproof. You know what I'm saying? I learned from some of the best in the industry, man. How to, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna dissect that file. They might hate me up front, but shit, I mean, I want to make sure this is gonna go through. I'm gonna ask the questions, and then a lot of people, LOs don't know the questions to ask. You see what I'm saying? They don't even know what questions to ask.
That is true.
You see what I'm saying? But I mean, I would say, and this is not me being biased, I would say 80 to 90% of these LOs is garbage. And I would say probably 95% of the realtors are garbage, if not more.
Damn, man.
You know what I'm saying?
That's terrible.
There's only a very, very small percentage that have the lights on and know what they're doing. And I'm listening to them on Zoom calls and stuff like that. A lot of them don't know what title work is. They don't know how to read an LE. They can't explain it. I mean, this is what's out there.
Loan estimates are hard to read, man.
No, they're not. Come
You
on,
read them
stop.
every day, though.
Stop
No,
it.
they made them a lot better. Now
Stop
they
it.
were about 7-8 years ago before they changed it.
Man,
Come on, man.
Right? I mean, now it's real.
I know
It's
how to
all
read
not-
them,
it's
but I
not
see
dick.
something that's like, Lord have mercy. You got
Stop
to
it, man.
come
You
back
just
down
don't-
to C, go back up to D, come back down.
Nah,
to
you
like,
just don't know what you're doing, man. This is your
You're
job.
You're right. I
it's
don't know
like-
what I'm doing. It's my job to read a loan estimate.
Yes.
I like to know about it. I like to understand it.
Nah, you got to know it up and down.
Yeah, you need to. Yeah,
Even
because you
if
got
something you
to. You got
describe
to be
it,
able to look on there and see.
I don't even
If
have
they,
to see
if they
it.
charge your client something that
Yeah, I
they
know,
weren't
I've done that.
supposed to. And,
I do that all the time. But at the
Oh,
end,
okay.
like when I first started, just looking at one, I'm like, man, what the hell is this?
Nah, I don't have to see it. I can have a customer describe what you're talking about. I already know what you're talking about. Nah, this is blah 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 blah. You gotta know what you're doing, man. What is this? It's like, you know, if a pilot does a pilot have to know how to fly a plane?
How dare you, man? What does a pilot have to know how to fly a plane and real estate agent learn how to read an LE?
How these loan officers don't know how to the officer part of the loan officer? How
I said an
realtors
agent, a real estate agent. Dog. I didn't say
how
LE.
real estate agents don't know how to sell real estate?
Are you serious, man? Are you serious?
He said-
Serious though.
I
Why
mean,
every
am I
time we
right
get
or
into
wrong?
these discussions, why do we have to go to the fact that an agent don't know what they're doing and LOs only 5%?
I mean, because that's what's out there right now, and that's why I came in the game, man. Like a lot of don't know how to do the basic stuff that your job requires.
Well, you know, NAR says that like 95% of agents, real estate agents, quit the business within, I think, 3 years.
Right, because they think they see the Vanna White stuff. All right,
They
I'm
see
in
the HGTV. That's what they see.
I think that's part of the business. That ain't the business. The business is actually knowing how to write contracts. The business is knowing how to negotiate. The business is knowing how to market that particular listing. The business is knowing how to actually manage the transaction. The business is knowing how to timetables and stuff like that, how to manage people, how to manage their emotions. That's the skill to pay the bills.
I tell you the truth.
Yep. And none of that they teach. And none of that they teach you in those classes.
That's why you got to come on over to Debt Row. Come on over to Debt Row. And well, I can teach you all of this stuff, but it's gonna cost. And that's another thing, man. I'm gonna say this on the podcast, man. I'm not cheap. I'm not cheap. Sorry, you're not gonna get this type of skill for cheap. You want a mentor, you're gonna pay for it. You're either gonna pay for it one of two ways. You're gonna pay for it by mistakes and the money that you're gonna make. I mean, the money that you're gonna miss out, or you're gonna put it in my pocket, and I'm gonna guide you and I'm gonna show you. I'll hold your hand and make sure you make the money.
Uh-oh. You're gonna hold your hand. Remember that bear at KW? You're gonna have somebody hold your hand throughout the whole process. Remember that?
I'm really available. I live this here. 10 o'clock, you want to talk? As long as it's about money, I'm talking.
I can tell you right now, me and Barry are leery of that word, holding your hand throughout the process.
Well, my mentorship costs, man. I'm not cheap. I don't care what down the street costs charging. I know what I'm worth. You want to learn how to hoop from Shaquille?
Goodness gracious. Now you Shaq. Now you tearing up basketball.
You know what I'm saying?
Not shoot free throws, so
You want to learn how to hoop? You know what I'm saying? You know, it's gonna cost you some money, man. I mean, you want to learn how to box from Tyson? You know what I mean? So it's gonna cost you some bread, man. It just is what it is. But I
How much bread
guarantee
is gonna cost? How much bread is gonna cost?
it's gonna cost you some.
10%? 10%?
Nah, it's gonna cost you more than that.
30%, dog.
About that, it's gonna cost you some money. But this is the thing, nothing's permanent. I say, give me a calendar year.
30%. You're gonna do a 70-30 split for 12 months.
Give me a calendar year, and I guarantee you're gonna be cold.
70-30 for 12 months. That ain't bad.
You're gonna be cold after I finish with you.
That ain't a bad split. 70-30 for at least for a year. At least you know it's gonna be over with after a year.
Right. Give me a year, and then we'll renegotiate.
Oh, we gotta come back and renegotiate.
renegotiate.
Yeah, we'll renegotiate after a year, but give me a year under the wing, and you'll be all right. You know. You know. All right, fine. Pay some of them gurus. First of all, who's the guru in our space?
I don't know
how much are they?
I don't know who's
in the LO space.
Right. Me. That's about it.
I ain't trying to be LO, so I ain't got to worry about that.
I mean, who's the guru in the realtor space, and how much they charge?
I'm a big, I'm a big fan of. I was a big fan of the Mike Ferry process. They got some solid stuff. When his dad was running the show, his kids ain't too about nothing right now.
Right, but how much they charge to get in their program?
Mike Ferry is charging you about, I want to say, damn near $10,000.
Exactly.
But that's about 5 years ago.
I thought it was more than that.
It done went up now since.
Yeah.
Right.
But
either way, it costs to be the boss. It costs for mentorship. Period. And I'm not even charging up front. I'm about to in a minute when I put some more points on the board. It's going. Hey, I need a franchise fee.
That sound familiar, Bear? Franchise fee?
I need a franchise fee up front, boy. You know, $20,000. I need a choosing fee. You know, they're up front. You know, it's going. The price is going up, man. It's not going down. Because I paid my dues. Like I said, I sat in the trenches. I'm not. See, this is the thing. Don't forget that back in the days, man, neophytes used to have to apprentice 40 years in order to become a master. We too microwave popcorn nowadays. You see what I'm saying? I sat there under Mattress Mac for 6 years. I sat there in the cut and learned from some of the best people and as a loan officer for another 6 years. So 12 years, over a decade.
You gonna sit in the cut with the real estate side?
Real estate side, it's kind of the same thing I'm learning. Now I'm gonna get some people to help me get to the next level. You know what I'm saying? But it's automatically I'm halfway cocked already.
I already told you Mike Ferry is solid. Yeah.
Right,
I'm
but
not mistaken,
I'm talking about. I'm still cultivating.
You heard of Mike Ferry?
Yeah, but I'm going in a different space.
You're still gonna be the real estate side of it. You just creating two.
But I'm telling you, I'm going in the luxury space.
Mike Ferry. I mean, who else? I'm trying to think of who else is out there.
Right. So $1 million houses. People already used to say that back when I even started. We about to wrap it up here. It's over an hour. People used to say that all the time. I need to sell $1 million houses. So here you want to see it? Here you go. You know, but it's a matter of you're gonna pay either way it go.
No, I don't disagree with you on that. I agree. I'm a big component of coaching. You know, I think coaching is a great thing.
It took me a decade.
I don't think you need to get a coach when you first start out.
Well, not only that, I think you need to earn and learn. Like I said, I earn and learn with Mattress Mac. I've seen how to run big business, big box business, and I see how to market at a grand scale.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As far as loan officers, I sit there and learn all the ins and outs. I know how to loan hack. I know how to do all the ins and outs to get all the loopholes and you know what's going to work, what the underwriter looking for. I know all that stuff now. So I know how to do I-10 loans. I know how to do fix and flip loans. I know how to do all that stuff. 2 or 3K. You know.
The question is, how are you going to learn how to take a fresh off the street rookie agent just to get him to be consistent? And when I say consistently closing at least one deal a month.
Right. To get off the roller coaster, again, we talked about this all the time. You have to be constantly fill that bucket with water. And that's going to prevent that roller coaster. If you incubate the egg, and I learned this from Ty Skirmer, incubate the egg is when you get this one deal and you sit on it. You're never going to be consistent. So the time that you're sitting on this one deal and waiting for this one deal to close instead of getting 9 more, by the time that one deal closed, now I gotta wait for this next deal.
You got to start all over.
You got to start all over. So a lot of real estate agents, especially, and loan officers, they get this one deal and they babysit this one deal. And they live from deal to deal. And that's how you on that roller coaster. Sometimes you might win, sometimes you might lose. But if you constantly filling that bucket with lead generation, I'm constantly digging. Even if I got 3 in the deck, 4 in the deck, 5 in the deck, I'm still digging. That's how you prevent that roller coaster. Now, some might fall off. You might, if I got 10 eggs instead of 1 egg, I got 10 eggs in a chamber, and 1 or 2 fall out. I still got 8 eggs. But if I got that 1 egg and that 1 egg break, I ain't got no eggs.
No eggs at all.
So a lot of people sit there and incubate and try to hatch that 1 egg, and that's how you lose. That's how you roller coaster this thing out. You got to constantly be lead generation every day.
Oh, yeah.
Every day. Every day you got to be networking. Every day. Always be close. ABC, always be closing.
Well, that's what Gary Keller said. He said, "You're not a real estate agent. You're a lead generator."
Lead generation all day.
Barry been waiting to pull that one out, CJ. You see that? I saw that one. I seen it in his eyes. I saw it.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask y'all this. How often you just go through your contact list and through your phone and just call every contact?
I ain't did it in a long time.
Just keep calling. Keep calling. Keep calling until I generate some business. You see what I'm saying? Let me ask you for these real estate agents that's starving right now. So you rather starve than call somebody in your phone and ask them if they got anybody that could use my services right now. You got that much pride. You rather starve to death. The pride diet.
To handle the pride diet, right? They gotta starve for a while, and then I gotta do whatever I have to do. Unfortunately, and I'm gonna be honest with you, every agent goes through that stage in their career where they damn near gotta starve before they get the kicking ass. I gotta go to work.
I don't get
That's
it.
true.
You gotta,
and that's human nature. That's the part that you always
like
talk about.
That's brokey nature. Like you know what I'm saying? That's like Andrew Tate said. That's brokey nature, man.
That's the thing. You got to develop that. But until you get to that point where I got to do something, some external motivation to build up that fire on the inside that'll constantly be burning regardless, without somebody having to throw some lighter fluid on you to keep you going. That's when the agent is ready to rock and roll. When they have that already ready to go, and to find one of those in this time it's going to be kind of tough. So you're going to develop that.
You can develop the skills.
Yeah, and that's what you're going to do. You're going to develop that, and in the process of developing that, that's when quote unquote your mentorship and all of the other good stuff that is going to cost to be with you. Now you're going to try to drive somebody to do something, but at the end of the day, they're still thinking in the back of their head, it's going to cost me to get this wood. It's going to cost me to get this lighter fluid to light that fire in my belly. I'm going to pay for something that I'm already struggling to pay what I need to pay, but now I have to pay you.
Well, that's where you lose. That's if you look at it that way, you in a scarcity mindset, you're gonna lose.
That's damn near every agent that come out.
Yep, and that's why I said 95% of them.
That's damn near every agent that come out, man.
Because if you're in a scarcity mindset, you will lose. If you act like this plate is my last plate, and I can't grow my own food, you stuck. And I just want to, and that's their mind frame. I want a bigger plate. I just want to. There's this one piece. I just want a bigger slice of that pizza. Instead of, all right, let me learn how to make my own dough. Let me learn how to make my own pizza, and I got abundance of pizza. This ain't that hard to do.
This is talking for somebody who already got the fire in the belly. All they doing is just throwing bigger and bigger pieces of log on the fire to burn fire hotter. Well, that's what's talking right now.
Well, that's the thing. You got to get that fire in order to. Andrew Tate talked about this a lot. You know, you got to have that edge in order to be productive, especially as a man. If you content, if you lay back and you in the cut, you laid back, you chilling. You never gonna get, because think about it, you chilling because it feels good,
Comfortable.
you're comfortable. The comfort feels good. You're never gonna think about it. Think about if we ain't had all the modern comforts, AC and big screen TVs and Netflix.
Ooh, man.
Would you be hungry then?
Of course you would be.
You know,
Of course you would be. That's an easy question to answer. Yes, you would be hungry.
right. So I mean, you gotta play like you hungry, man. Like you want this thing. Play like, you know, Andrew Tate, a multi-millionaire. Why is he still playing hard? Why these people?
But I think that's what Hiram's saying is some not playing like it. They got to get to that point where it's not play. It's real.
They got to start the day. They got to damn near be on their deathbed
They got to be on their deathbed
in order to wake up.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, not.
Well,
Yeah, because if you comfortable, why I gotta act like something if I'm comfortable? So
Right.
yeah, you got to get into that spot where, hey, I got to fight my way up out of here. I'm in this corner. I got to fight my way out of here.
It's all mindset, man.
Right.
Yeah,
That pride
yeah.
dying, man. A lot of them too,
You
man.
got that dog in them.
Well,
But can you develop that dog, CJ? Can you take an old scared Chihuahua and turn him into a nasty pig?
I mean, and yeah, because you back a Chihuahua in the corner, what's gonna happen?
They're gonna fight.
They're gonna fight.
So that'll happen.
Well,
They're gonna fight. But do you have that program?
I have the program, but you got to have the dog inside already. I can't teach. I can teach you what to do, but you got to be able to have the willingness to do it. A lot of people don't have the
and I think
willingness.
it goes beyond motivation too, because
Right.
you
Yeah.
can,
If
you
you,
lose that,
I can't want better for you than you want for yourself.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? So I can teach you all day. I can.
That's the golden ticket.
Yeah. It's
That's
the
golden
person.
ticket.
Yeah. It's the person. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it.
You ain't got it.
Is
And
you is or
if
is
you-
you ain't.
And if they got it, and if they don't believe they got it or don't want to let it come out, we gotta learn how to walk away. You just gotta
Right. Well,
it's
most
not
people
really
ain't got it. It's the it factor. Most people ain't got it. They think they can mimic people that's with it and try to borrow their light. You got to, what they said, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, not somebody else's light.
Let it shine.
You got to let your own light
Let
shine.
it shine.
You see what I'm saying?
Everywhere I go.
Everywhere you go, man, you got to. So some people ain't got it. They try to borrow other people's light and try to shine on your own light. I mean, on their light. How you going to do that?
That's all they know, man. That's all they know. It's how to shine.
I mean,
Somebody else.
Man, we're gonna end it on that, man. I might go on another rant, man. On the I'm
Yeah, I
hyped.
gotta go anyway.
Hey,
Man,
you got to go. You have to go live on your own.
Yeah, I'm about to go. I'm about to do the, I
Barry
got
said
my
this
topics already ready for the power. This is a nice segue for the Power of Ownership podcast, man. Y'all stay tuned, man.
All right.
We're gonna see y'all next
All
week.
right, man.
Peace.
All right, man.